I'm not the kind of person who has a lot of acquaintances or friends, but the friends I have are long-term friends. They're deep friends. I'm a very independent and self-contained person. I've never relied on anyone. I've never married. I've never felt the need to marry. Matt and I are neighbours. His wife passed away, which was very sudden. He had no one to sit with and mourn his wife. For somehow or other, the friends dropped away, and he just needed someone to sit and listen to him talk about his wife, and fine, and I did, and that's how it started. That's how we got to know each other. Our kitchens and his back entrance faced my kitchen and my dining room. So after he was widowed, and when he got to be a bit fragile, I said, well, why don't we have an arrangement whereby if we eat, you and I have not raised our blinds by noon, one or the other will come over and make sure everything's okay. That was wonderful. We were friends in the best sense of the word. That's the West Coast somewhere. I love the West Coast.
It looks like How Sound.
I think so. Well, I can't tell you exactly, but the orcas, because I've seen this. Matt and I used to go out, and I went also with one of our two other friends. But I mean, this just encapsulates for me
what it looks like.
The West Coast.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Anyway,
hey, let's
okay.
make a story. Oh, I
Okay.
see you've got some photos set up here. Hey, and then this was him
90.
in his 90s.
Approximately 90. Yes,
90
that was.
years old.
I took it at the Brentwood, and it would have been his 90th year.
Yeah.
Oh, and that is.
What is this, haggis?
That's haggis.
You guys are eating
Oh,
haggis?
well, of course, we're Scots.
Oh, that's a great photo too.
Yeah.
That's a really great photo. We should probably use that one.
He was active, and he was almost climbing. He was climbing my roof in his 80s, and now look at him. It's very hard to see him going down. He recognizes me, lights up, doesn't remember my name. I was saying yes to being there as my friend slowly deteriorated in front of me. Sorry. Sorry.
How do you feel about it, going into that, thinking about showing it to your friends?
Well, it's part of the helping process. I don't mind sharing the story and the fact they know I came over to Canada, et cetera, but sometimes it's the emotion one doesn't want to show.
And so you're one of Nora's neighbors?
Yeah, I live across the road.
Just across the road? Oh,
yeah.
cool. Oh, awesome. Well, thanks for coming, being a part of this.
Come on in.
The neighbors. So you also worked at the university in the library?
Just for a year.
For a year, okay. Hi, we got two more. Yeah, hi, I'm Mike. Chris, nice to meet you. So you guys came in from High River.
Yes.
The hope is, as friends of Nora or sort of co-caregivers with Nora, or neighbors, is for you guys just to be able to see her story and then have a little discussion about it.
One of my earliest memories was the sound of air raid sirens and Spitfires in the skies above my house as they flew towards the English Channel. My father went down with his ship, the HMS Hood, at the age of 24. My mother never really got over the loss of my father, but at the end of the war she married a Canadian soldier, and we moved to Canada. They raised me to be proud of what my father had done for his country and instilled in me a sense of responsibility for my friends and neighbors. I took care of my mother when she developed Alzheimer's and died suddenly at the age of 67. Not long after my mother died, I was coming home for lunch from the University of Calgary where I worked as a librarian when I saw an ambulance outside of my neighbor's front door. Matt was walking behind his wife and the paramedic to the ambulance. I thought that it was strange to see somebody walking to an ambulance, and I watched as they got in and left. Later that evening, I saw their car in the driveway, so I called to see how they were doing. Matt picked up the phone and told me his wife had died. A couple of days later, I went over with a casserole, and as I sat in his living room, it struck me how alone he was. From then on, I started inviting him over to my place for meals and the occasional drink. Eventually, over the years, we became close friends. I learned that Matt also had the same values as me, a love for his country and a sense of responsibility for his friends and neighbours. He had lied about his age and the blindness in his left eye to join the Royal Canadian Navy when he was just 17. He served on the HCMS Calgary in the Atlantic convoys. When Matt's physical health deteriorated, he was moved to assisted living. I stayed close to him, and when he and the social worker asked me to hold Matt's power of attorney and personal directive, I agreed. I knew that I could handle the paperwork and the record keeping. As an independent single woman, I had done that all my life. But when I said yes, I didn't fully understand what I was saying yes to. I was saying yes to being there as my friend slowly deteriorated in front of me. Matt no longer remembers my name, but he still knows that I care. I visit him every week and take him his flowers. His face always lights up when I place them on the table. As I walk down the hallway of the long-term care facility, past the vacant stairs of the other residents with dementia, I remind myself, if I didn't take him his flowers, who would?
There you go. Nora's story, everybody.
To see it this big, when I've always, the old pictures taken in the before 1941, and to see it in big screen is it's something.
If there's one thing that you would say to people my age, about caring for others or being good caregivers for your neighbors and family and friends, what would that be? What would be the one message you would want to send?
No matter how busy you are, get to know the people around you. And I think that if you live in the city quite often with front car garages, now people drive in, close the door behind them, go inside, it's their own world. And the young people, knowing even what my own kids do, you have to get out there and meet people and know who's around you. And
yeah, because you never know when they may end up caring for you.
I grew up in a city with a population the same as Canada, right? And it was bombed like anything in the Blitz. So everyone around had a wartime memories. They had values that are based on you've got to support each other because your neighbour 2 doors down, their house got bombed. That's what the world was like before I was born, right? That's what I've got, where your neighbours, you do things for neighbours, that's just what it's like.
What's happening now? What about the younger generation? Do they realize that this is what they're going to face in terms of their parents and neighbours and friends? I think we're a dying generation of caring.
We kind of are. I know. I remember you asking me once, well, what are you going to do? Who's going to look after you when you get older? Mm-hmm. And I would venture to say I'm the youngest one of the 6 of us here. And I'm pushing 70. But even at that, who's going to look after me?
I would echo what Nora says. I mean, it's all based on caring and developing a habit of caring. Whatever that may be, being a snow angel for your neighbor next door and shoveling the snow, or just doing that. Because if you don't do that, you don't have that experience of caring, right?
I, as part of this, went down to the Field of Crosses, which I had only seen on the television. I was blown away by the size of it, but what struck me was the number of small children with mothers or fathers, and not just walking and running and that, but in one instance there was a mother, and I'm terrible at children's ages, maybe 3, maybe 4, but the mother was actually pointing things out, like showing the cross and the poppies and that. And that really, and this sounds rather overly sentimental, but gave me hope for the future. We have to be ready to step up, to help the neighbours, to be there for them. Because not everyone has family. See, no one else. I mean, I couldn't let that happen to him. I couldn't let him be alone.